Hey guys, going into the finals, and this is the kind of hand we've been drawing a lot of, but we managed to get to the finals anyway, so I can't complain too much. We're going to have to mulligan, so we will. And I think I'll keep this between the scry and the number of red sources in my deck I can get there, and I have tightening coils even like in a worst case scenario, so awesome. So that worked out. It's a good hand now. If we consider that as a seventh card in our hand, it's worked out pretty well. I've been able to activate Needle Spires more than you'd think since I only have 3 white sources and counting the Needle Spires. I guess I've been pretty lucky. It has been like a legitimate dude, has done a lot of work in addition to being good fixing, so I'm pretty happy. I took it pretty early because I wanted to be able to play Reflector Mage, basically, and it's worked out. I've also cast Reflector Mage a few times. So, I mean, we got 2 efficient removal spells, which would be nice to combo with our free runner on turn 4. I'd be pretty happy to do that. He got a foil island. He made sure to play the foil island that he got in his deck because the cards that you get, the lands you add to your library aren't the ones you draft. They're just like random lands from the set. So he made sure to put the foil one in that he drafted, which is interesting. Well, that thing is annoying, and especially so when our Reality Hemorrhage can't kill it. But we have other ways of dealing with it. And he doesn't have Colorless yet. He probably does have it in his hand, though. Most likely, maybe, perhaps. I'm hoping he plays something worth tightening coils or Reality Hemorrhaging, so on turn 4 we can do that plus our free runner, which is pretty sweet. Okay, I mean, I think we probably want to be able to play our Invoker right now rather than play the tap land. I think it's it keeps him from swinging. It gives me a dude who can, later in the game be a big deal. Granted, he'll probably get removed before he can ever start, cranking off his 8 mana activated ability, but still. All right. What am I trying to say here? I can't Reality Hemorrhage that, but it's not a bad Tightening Coils target. So I'll probably do that. Although no, I probably won't. I'll probably just play Storm Chaser Mage here in my tap land. Yeah, I'll probably do that now. I could have played Storm Chaser Mage and Free Runner, I guess, but I have lots of ways to play Free Runner later, so. Those Maws are pretty annoying. Our Storm Chaser Mage can fly over it at least. That's what got us there in Game 3 of the last round. So we will swing with our Storm Chaser. So once again, I'll be able to activate. Oh, actually, I don't have the red source. That's not a Needle Spires right now. Yeah, that's annoying. Slows our roll a little bit. Would be nice to have the other red source. I mean, it's likely we draw it. Unlike our white sources, which we have 3 of, 2 of which are in play right now. I'm pretty willing to trade for a trick here. Yeah. I also had a decent feeling he wasn't going to be able to do anything about the block. He may use a removal here. No. Well, that's probably a better Tightening Coils target. It's not going to be as good as it would have been. Yeah, now we have the other red at least. Because we would have also swung for 2 before, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and use Tightening Coils here. And then play Free Runner with Surge, who's not really going to be that great here. I mean, he has 2 creatures who can just block it and neither of them die. And actually this one would kill my guy, but He's a guy nonetheless. And I could actually use Reality Hemorrhage to take down the Maw with my free runner, but that's not awesome. I think we're pretty lucky our opponent doesn't have colorless sources. There's a pretty good chance he has several. Nettle Drone, that would have been pretty nice. Man, our Reality Hemorrhage has not had a target. I think we probably side out Spark Mage's Gambit too. I mean, the booties in this deck are far too large for us to deal with something like Spark Mage's Gambit. That's annoying. At least we can Reality Hemorrhage that. And then get in for 2. Yeah, that's probably what we do. And then he hit a free runner. Man, we would have gone Reality Hemorrhage, second free runner. It's pretty nice. I have the second, well, I already had the second red source actually, but yeah, we'll go ahead and use Reality Hemorrhage here. Get in for 2. Also be at 6 lands. I mean, if our opponent has removal, he may just be waiting to use it on something scarier because there's a good chance I never get to 8 lands, you know. That's what I do when I see an Invoker. Like, you know, as a 3-drop, 2/3, it's not usually something you really want to be using removal on. But as soon as your opponent starts getting close to 8, you're like, yeah, I'll kill that because it gets completely out of control. So, I mean, our opponent doesn't really have good attacks, mostly because we've been lucky that he hasn't drawn colorless mana. Oh, that's annoying. All right, well, so much for that plan. All right, well, we're going to get to 8 soon. We don't have any good attacks, even with Needle Spires, so we are just going to pass the turn. Our Invoker is actually not even that amazing right now. I mean, it can kill the Blinding Drone, and then we can start doming him, I guess, but that's not good. No, it's not. Okay, so we could play Zada's Commando here, but I think it's probably better to just get to our Valakut Invoker mana. The thing I'm worried about is like him drawing a colorless source and tapping a guy down, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and use it now to kill the Blinding Drone. Because, I mean, he's probably had pretty bad luck not to draw his colorless sources. I mean, if he's running both Maw and Blinding Drone, I mean, he probably has colorless sources. Several, even. We've just been lucky, I think. I mean, our Invoker can't actually kill anything else, which is not awesome. So we're going to take 3 here. Pass your turn. Or something. Ooh, that's bad. Still doesn't, I mean, once again, he's probably got colorless sources. Rush of Ice. Well, at least we drew a Containment Membrane that can tap down. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Okay. I think we play our Commando. We can then play Containment Membrane, and then do we still have mana up? Yeah, we still have mana up for Needle Spires if we feel like, you know, Needle Spires-ing. I think I'd rather contain this Sire. I mean, if he has colorless, then that's more of a problem, but I think containing this Sire is pretty good right now. So, like, if our opponent does something crazy here and attacks with the Sentinel, we can... Well, no, we don't really want to block that with Needle Spires. Our Needle Spires can't really do much right now. Lots of big butts. I mean, I can start attacking with my free runner soon and, like, threatening with my Invoker because it can kill the stuff that blocks it with the help of it. I guess that may be what I start doing. It seems like a decent plan. We can also just start doming our opponent. I mean, it puts him. That may be the plan. I mean, we can start hitting him for 4 a turn, basically, with our Zada's Commando and that. So that's, you know, a 4 turnish clock. But he does have a big creature, so it's not like he's not presenting us with any problems here. Okay. What do I do here? I mean, my Invoker has gotten to be pretty valuable. I think I'm actually going to double block. That then leaves him with, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, I think double blocking here makes more sense. He has to have 1 colorless mana to save his guy. And actually, it won't save his guy. To kill both my guys, he'd have to have 1 colorless mana. There, I lose both no matter what. So I think that's what we want to do. He could have a trick, too, of course. All right. Took down our free runner. Why is Pathfinder so big? Ooh, that's gross. That's real gross. Well, I can trade my land for it if I draw a land here. Well, that's not bad. Quite large. Rumbles well with most of the stuff that's out there. Except for that freaking thing, but also gets in for a few damage. Our opponent did also just draw 2 cards, which I don't really love. Right, we'll end our turn there. He's got to have colorless mana now, right? He could also be running processors, which is worth remembering. Like, I would probably just take this 5 and trade my Cinder Hellion with the 4/4, if that's what he offers up. I think that's what I would do. I mean, our hand's empty and his isn't, but I mean, he still has 3 cards. Yep, there's the wastes. I knew it. He was going to hit him eventually, especially after Coastal Discoverying. So we really need to draw our removal for this Pathfinder. So I'm just taking that 5. I'm willing to concede to that fact, and I'll trade with the Cascade. So that drops us to 6. He hit our Rush of Ice, which is like our worst removal spell probably. It's not even really removal, but it would have given us a guy at the same time. And it would have been pretty nice with Needle Spires, actually. He would have been disgusting. He would have been fighting off everything. All right, so we're at 6, so not so good. All right, Nettle Drone. So we're basically going to have to kill that with our Invoker this turn. Maybe. I mean, it depends. Okay, good. He hit a mountain. So our chances of drawing a spell have slightly increased. Oh, there we go. Well, now I think we have to let Nettle Drone live so that we can Stone Fury this Predator. Or Pathfinder. That's what it is. But I'm going to let him declare his attacks first because he may attack differently when he thinks that I'm definitely blocking this Pathfinder. So Yeah. I mean, this Nettle Drone can quickly kill us, but I can also just Valakut Invoker its face off. Like, I can Stone Fury and then Invoker it, and we'll be at like 4, but we can then start targeting him with our Invoker, maybe. I mean, we do need to get some other sizable creature out there, but... Yeah, okay, pings us for 1. Ooh, that's really bad. I mean, at least he didn't play it super early, but when we're at this low of life, Molten Nursery's really ugly. He probably has another creature to play, too. Tunneling Geopede. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to lose this game. I mean, I think we finally have actually stabilized, but we're at too low of life to sustain what's going on. Plus, he can kill my Commando if he plays. I guess I'd be kind of happy at this point if he did that. If he plays another colorless thing right now. His 2/4, I mean, he can attack and then play a colorless spell in his second main phase, which would really suck. But I'll basically have to block it. I won't really have a choice. He can play a colorless spell and kill my Invoker, I mean, in the second main phase. So let's see how he attacks here. Yeah. Not exactly ideal. I'm going to double block it. What colorless spells could he have? If he has like Touch of the Void, I mean, he would have already used it, so it's not that, because we'd just be dead to Touch of the Void, actually, between the Molten Nursery and the Nettle Drone. Okay. We will Stone Fury that thing. You know, I'm just gonna... Jeez, what do I do here? Do I just take 2? No. Not with Nettle Drone and Molten Nursery in play. But if he plays another colorless spell, he can kill my Invoker. God. I think it's worth double blocking here. If he has an instant speed colorless spell, he can blow us out, but I mean, we're like dead if he has another colorless spell anyway. So... All right, well, that worked out for us, but like I said, we are at 5 life, so not sure how much things matter. So I think we just kill the Nettle Drone now. I don't think we can afford to just like keep getting punched in the face by it, so we'll kill it. Oh, I have to tap all my lands. How about that? Yeah, we go to 4. This Cinder Hellion is going to be pretty legit if we ever get a chance to play it. If he keeps playing creatures, we're going to have to point our Invoker at them, which isn't exactly ideal. Okay, so I think I play Cinder Hellion rather than leave mana up for the Invoker. It does 2 to him. It's big enough to swing through the board right now, so... I mean, if he keeps not drawing stuff, we're going to be pretty happy because we can... get in there with our Hellion and leave 8 mana up every turn for our Invoker. I guess I could also just swing with Needle Spires, which would be 8 damage right now. But leaving mana up for Invoker is a little better because, even though it's 1 less total damage, because I can use it to kill a creature if I have to at the end of his turn. Ooh, are we just dead? I think we're just dead. Yeah, our opponent... That Eldrazi Obligator, yeah, he'll steal our Cinder Hellion. See, if we hadn't played another creature there, we wouldn't be dead. Oh, no, we probably still would be. And then this thing comes into play. We're at 3. So we can, yeah, we're dead, no matter how we block. Darn. If we had 1 more mana, our Needle Spires could perform a heroic act here and block the Obligator, and my Invoker would just die. But so we'd still basically be dead, but, you know. All right. So scoop we do. On to game 2. Like I said, Spark Mage's Gambit seems god-awful in this matchup. It's been pretty bad in general. Never mainboarded it before, but I thought it might be decent mainboardable in the mainboard, but it's not. So Eldrazi Aggressor seems like a pretty good blocker. I think I'm just going to go with that. I mean, it's a decent attacker too, so I like that. On to game 2. Got to remember he has that Obligator. So no blue, but what? You know, I think we have to mulligan. We did get our Dark Dwellers and we have our Embodiment of Fury, but we have too few blue sources to keep a hand with 0 blue sources and 2 blue spells, I think. So that is better, mana-wise at least. So I think I'm going to keep this one, and I'll put that on top. So kind of similar to last game, except hopefully this game we stabilize before we're at such low life. Oh, he's got the Fumarole. At least my Needle Spires can block that pretty well. I mean, they trade for each other at worst. Tide Drifter. Now they don't. I can bounce his Tide Drifter with my Reflector Mage, which seems pretty good right now. My opponent's saying something to me. White, blue, red. Yeah, we'll play Reflector Mage. Bounce that thing. My opponent's just pointing out a weird thing. All right. Ooh, that's pretty nice. All right. Well, we just play out our Chasm Guide now and try to crank in there for a lot. Well, 5. I guess it's not a lot, but we have a lot of backup in our hand. So, right. Okay, so we get in for 5. And we can just get things out of our way, although none of these are actually that good on offense. They're okay. All right, so do we negate that thing's gravity? I mean, it's going to negate gravity. Do I play Tightening Coils on it, is what I mean to say, and then play Free Runner? I think I probably do. The Free Runner also have haste, by the way, so that's pretty sweet because we have the Chasm Guide. So I'm going to slap Tightening Coils on that thing. It still has its annoying activated ability, but then we'll cast Free Runner with Surge and attack with all of our creatures. We got off to a crazy aggressive start this time around, which we haven't really done all tournament, but we're doing it this time. There's that Tide Drifter. Okay. So I think I just turn on my Needle Spires. No, never mind. It just dies to that stupid thing. I can attack with Chasm Guide and Goblin Free Runner and not lose anything, but he could just double block. He also doesn't lose anything. I could use Sweep Away, I guess, but I'd rather use that defensively, but my opponent's probably not going to be attacking us for a while. So, if I use Sweep Away on his Tide Drifter here, both of these guys shrink, enabling me to attack with everything again. I think I'm going to do that. I mean, it's a little nuts. But let's see what happens then. I mean, he takes 3. I mean, I guess he would only take 3. So maybe I should just move to the being defensive now. I don't love it, but yeah, I mean, making him take 3 there when he still has 4 cards in his hand isn't exactly ideal. So I think holding on to Sweep Away and Containment Membrane for other problem creatures is probably better. I mean, we have him low, so we can punch through later if we need to. I think that's fine. I mean, yeah, he's going to play something that we're going to be pretty happy to have kept the cards we kept. All right. Right, we will play Nettle Drone here, which is pretty good when your opponent's at 9, even in our deck. And I can slap Containment Membrane on that right away, and I think that's probably a good idea. I mean, he does get one swing in with it. Of course, he could potentially... Making it unable to block is kind of ideal, so I think we just be willing to take damage if he decides to swing for 5 here and then slap the Containment Membrane on it. Oh, man. Blighted Gorge. That's pretty brutal. Sweep Away Wandering Fumarole would feel pretty good, I think. But not that great. I mean, it does come back into play tapped at least. I mean, I think he's probably going to gorge my Nettle Drone in the fairly near future, since it is sort of a problem. Tide Drifter number 2. Oh my god. That's bad. That Kozilek Sentinel. Man, I mean, you know, it could be worse, but we just take 5 here. He may hold on to it because he wants a colorless source, I guess. I mean, I'm not blocking this guy anyway, so if he uses his Blighted Gorge here, I'm just going to call it a win. Yeah, I'm going to call that a win. Because we're just going to use Containment Membrane on it. All right. Of course, after we use Containment Membrane on it, he probably will just fire it off at our Nettle Drone. Hey, Rush of Ice, too. I can't quite awaken it and play Containment Membrane this turn, and I'd rather just play the Membrane. Oh. I do have to play another spell, though, but if I want to cast it for that cheap, but yeah, I'll just pay the full price for it. I mean, it really slows my opponent down. It takes away his only, like, significant threat. He could also potentially give it flying, which would have been bad, but now it's tapped down, so we are in better shape. And we can ping him for 1 a turn for a while until he's dead, theoretically. Rush of Ice will probably also enable us. It won't enable much. I mean, it'll give us another guy, and we can tap a creature down. I don't hate either of those things, but I may hold on to it to use it until it can have a little more of an impact. Where is Goblin Dark Dwellers, by the way? This is our last chance to draw it if we lose this game. Oy. And it's not looking great. It is not looking great. Yeah, that's bad. I mean, we'll probably Rush of Ice that. Seems like a good idea. Freaking 4/6. I mean, we can also use Sweep Away on it soon, actually. That might just be better. It is better. Drop our opponent to 8. Okay. So, is there anything worth Rush of Icing right now, really? I mean, I guess I can Rush of Ice the mountain. And Needle Spires actually becomes a pretty significant problem for my opponent. He suddenly will be a 5-1 double, 5-3 double striker, 5-4, 5-4. That's what it is. So I think that's what I do. I don't love it because it's not going to have a huge impact, but it will slow our opponent down. And our Needle Spires is going to be awesome. So, like, if he doesn't kill this Needle Spires, it's suddenly going to be, like, capable of destroying everything on his side of the field. So that feels pretty good. He did just draw multiple cards, so that's worth keeping in mind. But I mean, I think it's a significant enough bonus that that I'm okay with doing this. Let's see. If we attack, he has a creature with 1. I think here it's actually pretty safe for me to swing with my everything, with everything but my Nettle Drone. because none of his blocks accomplish anything, and we'll get in with one creature at least because the free runner has menace, so he doesn't have. He needs 5 blockers to stop 4 creatures, and 1 power, 0, 0, 4, -4. Yeah, we're safe. That's I guess Rush of Ice did actually have an impact there because it's going to get us in for a bit of damage. Well, you have to double block that. Yeah, that makes sense. So he goes to 6. And we end the turn. And we can also activate Needle Spires like as a combat trick. Like if our opponent declares a block, we can I mean, it's not a trick so much because our opponent knows we can do it if he's paying attention, but it's pretty sweet to suddenly make him into a 5/4 double striker after just being a 3/3 creature. This is the second time I've had Needle Spires and a few cards with Awaken. It's pretty nice. Actually, this time I think I only got the 1 Rush of Ice, but... Oh, his Nettle Drone, okay. Nettle Drones. Yeah, we take 2. Ooh, gross. That is a problem. Damn, this Nettle Drone is impervious to Reality Hemorrhage, but our opponent's not. So we can ping him for 1 at the end of his turn. Reality Hemorrhage, ping him again, so he'll be at 1. So we have a pretty strong grip on this game. I mean, actually, if he fires off his Blighted Gorge, uses it to kill our Nettle Drone, then we're kind of in trouble, but I think we just end our turn here instead of dumping a bunch of mana into Needle Spires because we can get so close to winning the game. 3/3 Nettle Drone's just wrong. It's good enough. This is a 3/1. So ping for 1, burn for 2, ping for 1. I need to wait till the end of his turn to do it because if he has tapped his mana and can't play Blighted Gorge, granted, if he decides to kill my Nettle Drone right away, I'll take him to 1 in response because I think it's worth it to drop him that low. I mean, Reality Hemorrhage plus Needle Spires is pretty nice too, but we need the red source. So what's he doing here? All right. That can... Oh, I mean, that is pretty bad news. We do have Sweep Away at least, but that's really bad news because he can use that ability right away. So let's hope he doesn't hit anything scary. Okay, he hit Chandra, which luckily doesn't it go on the bottom of his library? Oh no, it says you may. So he's going to draw Chandra next turn. But he did tap out, so I think we can just kill him with our Reality Hemorrhage now. Our Reality Hemorrhage plus Nettle Drone, I should say. I think we get there with just that. If he'd hit a creature there, it would have been ugly. But he didn't, so. Look at that 8-10. It's wrong. So we ping for 1. We Reality Hemorrhage. Which is game, unless he gains life at instant speed, or kills our Nettle Drone, which I guess he could use his own Reality Hemorrhage on right now. Yeah, he scooped. All right, on to game 3 we go. Do I want to... No. I mean, Slip Through Space actually seems pretty legitimate here because it gets me a little gas. His creatures just have such big butts, it's hard for me to swing. I may put it in place of an aggressor. Yeah, I think I will. I think I like it in this matchup. Helps me get in for the last damage. Still haven't seen our Dark Dwellers except in hands we've mulliganed, so let's say we haven't cast him yet, which is sad. This is our last chance to do so. Let's see how long. Have both of these matches taken 14 minutes? No, 19 and 13. It would be weird if it were 2 more 14s. So I'd like a good hand. Which, to be fair, we've had some pretty bad openers, and then mulliganing luck has been pretty good. At least in round 2 and 3. In round 1, our deck seemed like garbage, but that can happen. Anyway, our opponent seems to be taking a rather long mulligan break, so I'll be back with you guys when they are. Okay, see what kind of hand we get. Oh, God. It seems like this is the kind of hand we're going to get. Hand number 1. Oh. Come on. Okay. Well, that makes it a little better. At least we have some early removal. I mean, our coils has shown up against this guy. We also have a turn 3 creature at least, I guess. That Fumarole, man. We need our Needle Spires. All right, Chasm Guide. I mean, if we draw a 4th land, then we do have a pretty explosive turn 4, theoretically. Depending on what my opponent does. I mean, he does have lots of creatures with big butts that can hold off my not very big-butted creatures. All right, more removal. Our GOP can start picking away. I mean, he's like a crappy Nettle Drone, basically. I mean, and Nettle Drone's an incredibly good card, so I think Tunneling Geopede's better than people give him credit for. He's also got 1 more toughness for when that matters. So, and sometimes it does. I think I might just play, well, if he plays a blocker here, I might play Slip Through Space if I don't draw a 4th land. If I draw a 4th land, I'd probably just play Chasm Guide and swing, especially if he just plays like a, well, no, that's not the best thing to swing into for either of those creatures. Okay, so I did draw a land. Yeah, I'll play my guide. I'm not sure I want to be attacking, but so yeah, I don't think I will. I mean, especially when we have Outnumber in our hand, we want to like maximize the number of creatures we can kill. We also have Slip Through Space, so having creatures is once again pretty useful. We will take 2. Blinding Drone. Okay, well, Tightening Coils is that's what's going to happen there. Drop him to 18. Well, I can actually do something. I can just use Slip Through Space first so that I get in for the damage. He does have Blinding Drone, which is a huge problem. Like, I need to play a 3rd creature so Outnumber can deal with that, but and drawing a land there isn't ideal, but at least we do get 1 damage out of every land we play. And then we go ahead and we just drop Tightening Coils right there. And we end our turn. We take 2. I don't think it's worth it, especially on a card that makes a token to be like, block with Chasm Guide. I mean, you don't even get a whole card out of it. Ugh. Well, now we can do some stuff. So I think we play Cinder Hellion, dropping him to 13. Then we play a land, dropping him to 12. And then I think we just fire off Outnumber on the Blinding Drone, who's a pretty significant problem. And we are out of cards, and our opponent's not, but, oh no. Oh, he's going to tap something in response. Okay. It's not like that had a great attack right there. I don't know if I would have given up a Scion there for not a huge swing. This Cyclone Sire is a problem, but at least my Cinder Hellion's big enough to kill it. And then, I mean, he does get a freaking 3/3, but, right? Makes a dude into a 3/3 when it dies. Yeah, land into a 3/3. Of course, making Wandering Fumarole into a 3/3 is pretty disgusting, actually. So, probably want to avoid that if I can. All right. We just end our turn. Yeah, we're in trouble. I mean, we just can't draw the gas we need. That's interesting. Oh, I guess it's not. I was thinking I could block, and no matter what, ugh. I have to block like this to do it. This way, no matter what, his creature dies at least. So, I think that's what I do. Yeah, they kill each other. Gravity Negator. Right, Nettle Drone. You're not exactly ideal right now, but I'll play you. So he can get in for 3/5/7 this turn, so it's not exactly a good thing. And then he can also ping us for 2. So we can go to 1 this turn if he's aggressive. And it looks like he's aggressive. He may have Reality Hemorrhage in his hand or Touch of the Void, which just kills us now. No, he's not using that thing's ability. Okay. What would get us there? I think Goblin Dark Dweller, drawing that would... Well, no, I don't think that gets us there. We don't have a way... Ooh, no, it really doesn't get us there. Yeah, we're just dead in the skies. We put up a good fight, but... Yeah, I mean, we're still just dead in the skies. We can kill Gravity Negator or Cyclone Sire, but I don't think that's the best idea. Although at least he can't fly, but then he can... Yeah, so we're just dead, unfortunately. So we put up a good fight there in Game 3, but couldn't get it done. But that's okay. So, our deck actually did end up being pretty good. At least it played well in round 2 and 3 after a dismal round 1, which we still managed to win because our opponent's round 1 was even more dismal. Anyway, thanks for watching. And